Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a simple platformer in Construct 2. This is a cool free program to make games, and if you want to download it at home, you can, because it's free. Okay, as long as you have a Windows computer. I don't think it works on Mac. So I'm going to start a new project from here, and let's create an empty project. So basically we have our stage, I guess you could call it, kind of like Flash, okay? But the only thing that we can see at one time is in this kind of dotted line. This is called your I think they call it your viewport, or no, your window. Okay, so we can change that, but we'll leave it as is for now. To create a new object, it's very simple. You just have to double click. And let's create a sprite. So a sprite is anything that we see in the game. So it could be a character, it could be a pickup, like a coin, it could be a platform. Okay, so I said create new sprite. I'm just going to click here, and I'm going to start off by creating my character. Okay, so what I did in the demo is I just made I think he was green, can't remember. Okay, so I just used a fill to make it green. But if you wanted to get really fancy, then you could, draw Batman. Okay, how come that didn't create a nice line? Okay, something like that. But feel free to make something very, very simple. I'm just having a bit of fun. Okay, so there's my character.
How do you save it?
So to save it, you just hit close it. It's going to automatically save. So there's Batman. He's quite large right now. I'm seeing as how this is the size of my frame. You can always test your game by hitting this play button, run layout. So you can see he's quite big. So it depends on how you want to do it. So I'm going to make him a little bit smaller. You can make anything you want. It's up to you. Okay, the other thing you'll notice, by the way, if you want to edit your sprite again, just double click it. I've got a lot of empty space here. So I'm just going to click this crop button. And that will crop it so it's nice and tight around the character. Okay, so now we need some platforms for Batman to move on. So I'm going to double click again. Let's add another sprite. And I am just going to color this. Let's color it a gray color. So I'm just going to fill it like so.
In the same spot?
It can be anywhere. You can move it around. And just to make things easier, I would really recommend naming your sprites so you can see the objects in here. I'm going to just right-click and rename this to be Batman. And rename this, I don't know, platform. So the platform, I'm going to shrink it down a bit. Okay, and a little trick here. If you hold Control as you're clicking and dragging off of something, you can make a quick duplicate. Okay. You can also rotate. If you grab that center little handle here, I can rotate my platform like so. So it's not really showing up on my screen here, it's lagging, but if you hold Control and then you click and drag off of another object, you'll make a copy of it.
How do you get those bars?
This is a sprite that I've created. Okay, actually, I'll just stretch this one out here. There we go. That's good enough for now. Okay, so before I add any other coins or anything to pick up, I'll probably make them batarangs. I'm going to add some basic behaviors to this. So click on Batman. You can click on, I suggest selecting things from the object window just because in this case I've got multiple platforms. If I want to set the same behavior to all platforms, you want to make sure they're all selected. Okay, but I'll start with Batman. On the left-hand side under Properties, there's a Behaviors section. So click on Behaviors, and I'm going to add a couple behaviors to him. On the left-hand side under Properties, you can click on Behaviors. Okay, so I'm going to click on the plus to add a new behavior. And Batman, there's a couple things I want to do with him. I want to, well, first let's add platform movement to him. So platform movement automatically binds your character to the arrow keys. So you can left, right, jump. Okay, so add platform. I'm also going to add, let's see, bound to layout, which means Batman can't leave the layout. Or you could say destroy outside layout if you want him to die if he leaves the game. But I'll say bound to layout for now. And I'm going to add one more called scroll to. Scroll to is the one that allows your camera to follow your character as you move. Okay? So you should have these three behaviors on your character: platform, bound to layout, scroll to. So let's see how that looks when I test it out. Okay. Well, he's actually stuck on the ground here on the very bottom of the layout. But he's not actually passing through, he's not actually standing on the platform. Because we haven't set any behaviors on the platform. Okay, so I'm going to click on platform now in objects. You'll notice that all the platforms have been highlighted. I click on behaviors again. This time I'm going to add jump through as an attribute. Okay? There are two types of attributes you could add for a platform. There's jump through and there's solid. Solid means you cannot pass through it from the bottom. Jump through means you can. Okay, that's the only difference.
Should we add jump through?
Yeah, I would say jump through is probably fine. Okay? So once you've added jump through to platform, let's test it out now. Okay, he actually can't jump high enough to get that one.
How do you make him jump higher?
Good question. How do you make him jump higher? Well, we can edit any of these behaviors now because I set platform behavior to him. So I can change his jump strength to, let's say, 800. Okay, that's a bit better. Okay, feel free to play with that stuff, but that's not going to be the focus of this demo here. Okay, I've got to add a sprite that he can collect, so let's add... Actually, any of you guys play any of the Batman Arkham games, like Arkham City? Yeah. So I was playing that for a bit, and you always have to collect these silly Riddler trophies. Do you guys collect Riddler trophies? So if you want to get full completion of the game, you got to collect these annoying things. Okay, so that's going to be my pickup, is a Riddler trophy. And I'm going to rename that. I'm just going to call it coin, because that's what it is. It's a coin. Okay, and I'm just, by the way, just like Flash, this is kind of like your library. You can drag things out of here too, if you want to add them. Okay, So I can't collect them yet. So let's do that next. So this is pretty good so far. Actually, I should add one more. That's going to be my exit. And let's make that look like the Batmobile. Okay, so this is my exit, because I want to have a way to beat the level. So once I've collected all the coins, I'm going to head to the exit, and yeah, you could do that, but I'm not going to bother with it right now. Okay, and I'm going to call that exit. Okay, you guys still with me? Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this video, and then I'm going to make a second one showing you the behaviors, okay?